Okay guys, so today I'm going to show you how to build a website for a school with a complete school management system, and check this out, even with its own app for Android and iPhone. So absolutely amazing solution. So all connected up together and working in harmony. So again, this is a complete solution, start to finish. And for this, we're going to take care of 4 main steps. So the very first step is to take care of our hosting and domain name registration. Then we're going to install a theme. So that's basically what your visitors will see when they land on your website. Then we will install a plugin for our school management system. And finally, we are going to link all of these together to the app, so the Android or iPhone app, so that all your students can access this from their phones immediately. All right, so let's get started. Okay guys, so our very first step is to take care of our hosting and domain name registration. And for this, simply click on the very first link in the description below. And this will bring you to the hosting website with whom I have agreed special terms and conditions for you guys. And when I say special, I really mean special, because as you will see in just a minute, you can access right up to 85% discount depending on your billing cycle. Now again, to avail of those specially discounted prices, all you have to do is click on the very first link in the description below. Okay, so let's click on that link and let's get started. Okay, so welcome to the Hostinger website. So Hostinger, they offer a lot of advantages and benefits. So first, this is a hosting company that's actually very serious. They've been there for quite many years, and they will always look after you. So if you run into any issues, you can always contact them and the issue will be sorted within the hour. They never let me down, so that's one point already. And then you'll get a lot of benefits as well with them, and added value. So for instance, you get a free domain name, which is worth $9.99. So this is already included. And also you get free SSL certificate. So what is an SSL certificate? If you look here next to the web address, you have a padlock. So this padlock basically indicates that your website is safe and secure to visit and to deal with. So if you have transactions, especially payments, that are being processed on your website, this is crucially important, obviously, for trust factor. So this is one aspect already. And then we have the price, obviously, because I don't think there's anyone who comes anywhere close to those prices. As you can see, you can start at $1.39 per month. So that's less than a cup of coffee per month to host your website, right up to $3.99. So $3.99 is for the business plan, so you might not need this in the beginning, but let me just compare those two here. So as you can see, this one, the premium shared hosting, this is the most popular plan, and you will soon understand why. And then we have the single shared hosting. So what's the difference between those two? Well, very simple. As you can see, this one is called single shared hosting, and for one good reason, you can only host one website, and you only have one email address that you can set up on this account. So for instance, you have yourdomainname.com, and you can only create one email address attached to it. So for instance, info@yourdomain.com, and that's it. So you'll be very quickly limited based on your options, okay? Whereas this one here, as you can see, immediately you can host up to 100 websites. You have unlimited email addresses and all of that. So something as well that's very nice and added value again, you get a free domain with this plan, and this one you don't. With a single one, you don't get the free domain. And you also get Google Ads credit, $120 worth of advertising fees, which you don't get with the single plan either. So this is very simple to see why this plan is the most popular one. So let's go ahead with this for now, but feel free to select any of them. So let's click on select. And then from here, you have to select your billing cycle. So as you can see, you can go from 1 month right up to 48 months, or 4 years. So obviously, the longer the big billing cycle, the cheaper it gets. So for 12 months, it will cost you $2.59 per month, 24 months, $3.59, and 48 months, again, $2.59. So let's say if you wanted to go with the 48 months, which should be normally the most advantageous one, this is the one you're going to save the most money, clearly, So as you can see here, you save $369. So this is an outstanding amount to be saving, isn't it? Look at this. Normally it would cost you $493, so just about maybe $125 a year. And with a discount of 74%, you save $369. It's only costing you, look at this, $152 for 4 years. So if you divide 150 by 4 is what, 37.50. So it's a very tiny amount per year, isn't it? That's what I'm saying. It's just amazing, you know. And I'm going to give you a coupon code as well to save even more money on this. So let's say you're not too sure, you just want to try things out and you want to go with 1 year. That's fair enough. Please feel free to select any of those options here. So let's say for 12 months, if we scroll down, it would normally cost you $123. You save 74% discount. You donate $38 a year. $38, okay? Now I'm going to give you a coupon code. So here you click on have a coupon code. We do. And we're going to type in Mr. Web Reviews, all in capital letters, and then click on the plus sign. So normally it would cost you $38 for a year. Now let's see what it's going to cost you. It's only $35 now. So we save an extra maybe 5% savings on top. And then don't forget to select your payment method as well. So you can pay by credit card, Google Pay, PayPal, and CoinGate. So CoinGate is for all these virtual currencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum and all that. So I'll just go ahead with PayPal for now and just click Submit Secure Payment. And then you'll be redirected to the payment page and then you can process to checkout. And once you've gone through the whole checkout process, you will receive a couple of emails and then you'll be able to access your server, your hosting here. So just go back to the hosting website, click on login and then enter your details. Okay, so welcome to your hosting dashboard. And from here, we're going to take care of 3 different steps. So the very first one is to register our domain name. So as you can see here, our first step is claim your free domain, which is what we're going to do because you get a free domain name with your account, obviously, you know. So claim your domain, click on this now. And right here, you're going to enter the domain that you'd like to register. So for instance, your domain, and then you can select the extension. So .com obviously is the most popular one. Now, bear in mind that .com being the most popular one might not be available. Your domain might already be registered, obviously, you know. So then you can select different options. You have .store, .xyz, .tech, .shop, .online. What do we have again? .info, .net. So quite a few here, you know. But let's go with .com for now. And then all you have to do after this is click Claim Domain. And then this is where you'll know if it's available or not. If it's already taken, you'll have a red message that says, sorry, this domain name is not available. Then you can try a different variation of your domain. If it's available, you'll be registered immediately. And then you'll be brought back to this screen after that. And now that our domain name is registered, we have to set up our hosting. So as you can see here, we have a setup section here. And normally you should only have one line. If you start afresh, I have a few here, obviously, because they're different accounts. But you'll select the line that will show up here first. So it says Premium Shared Hosting and it says Pending Setup. So we have to do this now. So click on Setup. And now we're going to take care of a few different options. So click Start Now. Very good. So here you have to select I'm creating a website for and select for who you're doing it for. But we can skip this all together because we're going to start everything from scratch. So click on Skip. Very good. We're not going to install WordPress right now. We'll do that afterwards. So skip, I will start from scratch. And right here, you should normally see the domain name that you just registered. So as the moment we have Best London Plumber, for instance, but whatever domain name you registered should display here. If not, click on the drop-down menu and select it here in the drop-down menu section. And then click Select. Right there, and that's it. Now all you have to do is select the nearest hosting to you, location-wise. So you can select North America, Lithuania, and United Kingdom. I'm based in Ireland myself, so I'm going to select United Kingdom, click Select, and then click Finish Setup. And that's just all done already for setting up the hosting. Okay, and now that our hosting is set up, you should normally see an additional section here called Hosting with your domain name. This should display here normally. And now we are able to manage our hosting. So what are we going to do next? We're going to create an email address and install WordPress as well. And then we'll be able to access our WordPress dashboard. So now we need to click on Manage. And from here, you're going to have access to all the tools necessary to manage your server. So as you can see, we have WordPress, Order, Account, emails, domains, website, files, databases, Advanced, Other, and so on. So there's quite a lot. It might feel a bit overwhelming, but don't worry, we're only going to use 2 of these options here. So the very first one we're going to use is email. So we're going to create an email address for ourselves. So let's click on email account. And normally from here, you should have only one domain, but as you can see, I have different accounts here hosted on this server. So I'm just going to click on @mrwebreviews.com, but feel free to select your domain, obviously, you know. And now we're going to create a new email address. So very simply, all you have to do is click add email account. And right here, type in the email you want to register. So let's say info@accounts@ or your name @ So let's say john.doe@mrwebreviews.com. And all you have to do is to create the password after this, or you can suggest one as well and click create. That's it. Simple as. And it's only going to take a few seconds to create your new email address. So there you go. That's done already. And as you can see, we now have an email address for john.doe@mrwebreviews.com or yourdomainname.com. And once your email is created, you can access it immediately from the hosting a webmail platform. So if you click on this and open a new tab, as you can see, it will open your emails right here. So basically mail.hostinger.com, you can access this from anywhere in the world securely. All you have to do is enter your email address and your password. Now, if you wanted to open that in your own mailbox, for instance, Gmail, and add that to the rest of your emails, you'll click on configuration settings here. And as you can see, you have the IMAP and SMTP and POP servers right here with all the explanation how to do that. So feel free to use any of those features to read your emails. Okay, now back to our hosting account. We are now going to install WordPress. So scroll down the page and find a section that says website here. And we're going to use the very first icon here. This is what we're going to click on, the auto installer. So I'll click on this. And basically this is a feature that will install WordPress for us seamlessly with just one click of the mouse. So scroll down the page and then click on WordPress here. So this is the one we need. Just click on this. Very good. So from here, the very first thing you want to do is to make sure that you select HTTPS. So right here, HTTPS, very good. And then your domain name. And there underneath there, you're going to create a username. So I'm just going to put Mr. Web Reviews. So feel free to type in any username and then with the password. So you can generate a password right here. So a very secure password indeed. So if you do so, please don't forget to copy and save it somewhere safe as well, just in case, so you can remember it, you know. And then make sure that your email address is correct right here. And then we're going to type in the website title. So I'm just going to put here school project. And then everything else you can leave at it as is at the moment, you know. Just tick this one here, always update to the latest available version. That's all. And now we can start the installation. So just one click now, click install. And it's going to start running the installation. So this might take a few moments depending on how fast your internet connection is. So just let it run, don't worry. And now I'll see you in the next step. Okay, and once WordPress is installed, you'll be redirected to this screen. So there's no message whatsoever letting you know that it's completed. When you're back to this screen, it means that it is. And now we can access our WordPress dashboard. And for this, as you can see here by the side, we have edit website. So I'll click on this now. And this is going to bring us to our WordPress dashboard. Okay, so you will see this message here. Welcome to all-in-one SEO. So they're trying to push an SEO plugin. So we're going to delete this anyway. So click here, the small link that says go back to the dashboard. So we don't care about this at all. And now we're going to go into plugins and make a bit of cleaning. We're going to delete all these plugins that we don't need. So basically you can see here we have bulk select item. You can click on this to select them all. So basically all these plugins here, we're going to delete them. We do not need them. So deactivate, apply, and now bulk select them all again, and then select delete and then apply. And there you go. So it's much better like this, you know. So because we don't need any of those, we're going to install our own plugins, which is, as you can see now, much cleaner WordPress installation. So let's get started. Very good. So let's have a quick look at our website, see what it looks like. If you hover on top of the title name here and right click on visit site, open a new tab. So this is what our website looks like. So not appealing at all, very basic indeed. And the reason is because it's using the default WordPress theme, the 2021. So what we're going to do now is to install our own theme. So that theme is free, is the Astra theme. So for this, we're going to go to Appearance, Themes, and we're going to click on Add New. So it might show up here as it does with us at the moment. As you can see, we have the Astra theme. If it doesn't show up here, you can always use the search bar and type in Astra, and it will show up here in the results as well. So if you hover on top, as you can see, we reveal two buttons here. We have Install and Preview. So let's click on Install. Very good. So as you can see, it is now installed. And now we need to activate our theme. So click Activate. So as you can see, we have a message here that says, thank you for installing Astra. And did you know that Astra comes with dozens of ready-made starter templates? So this is what we want to do. So if you have that message showing up, you can click on Get Started. Otherwise, you can hover on top and click on Theme Details. This will bring you to the exact same place. And then we can click on Astra Options. And as you can see here by the side, we have 150 plus starter templates, and this is what we want. So these are free templates. So click on Install Importer Plugin. Okay, and now we need to select our page builder. So what is a page builder? A page builder basically is a drag and drop feature that will allow you to create pages as you wish. So basically to build them according to your own requirements. So Gutenberg is the one that's built into WordPress. And then we have Elementor, Beaver Builder, and Breezy. So Elementor is by far the most popular one with extensive, comprehensive features. So we're going to go with this. So let's click on Elementor. All right, and from here, as you can see, we have all these different ready-made templates. So some of them are premium, as you can see, and some of them don't have a premium tag, which means that they are free. So we're not going to pay any additional money here. We're going to select a free one. So what you can do basically is go here in the menu section here and drop down menu and select free. And in the search box, type in school, very simply. And there's only one that's going to show up, and this is the one that we're going to use. So if you click on this, we can have a quick preview. So if you select the home page, for instance, you can scroll down and have a quick preview of what the website will look like. And this is absolutely fine. So this is the one we're going to select. And I simply click on Import Complete Site. So click on this. And now you need to fill out those details. So whichever option fits your requirements. Next. And there you go. So now it's going to start importing our website. So this is going to take a few moments, maybe right up to a minute and a half. So let it run in the background. Don't be too anxious. It's doing its thing. So I'm just going to pause the video now and I'll meet you guys when it's completed. Okay, very good. So that was quite fast, actually about 30 seconds for myself. And as you can see, it says imported successfully. So now you can close this tab. So if you go back to our website, as you can see, this is what our website used to look like. And now if we refresh, it should normally display the whole demo content. So very good. So as you can see, we have a nice hero section here with a call to action and a call to action button about a section, a few numbers. You can even put a video if you wanted to, nice headline and so on. So it looks very, very professional. You would agree with me. Now let's go and tweak things around and make it our own. So for this, we go back to our WordPress dashboard. Okay, so let's take care of a few essential steps. So let's go into plugins and we're going to add a new plugin. So click add new and we're going to install a maintenance plugin. So maintenance, there you go. And then we're going to install this one here. That's from the Web Factory Limited. As you can see, 600,000 plus active installation. So we're going to install this. So basically, what's a maintenance plugin? What is it for? Well, while you're working on your website, you don't want anyone from the outside world to be able to see it. And then we can activate it. And this is basically what a maintenance plugin will do. So if you go into maintenance now, you can see it is enabled, it is on. So basically, if you are logged in as an admin like I am at the moment, you'll be able to access your website, no problem at all. But if you're coming from the outside world, anyone else won't be able to see your website. So let me just show you. If I open another browser here, so let's go to Firefox, and then I open Mr. Web Reviews Tutorials. This is what your visitors will see from the outside world. So basically, as you can see, it's a school project and maintenance mode is on. So basically, no one will be able to access your website up until the time when you're finished and you're ready to publish your website. So that's basically what it's for, okay? And now let's configure a few basic settings from WordPress itself. So we go into settings, go into general, and just make sure that your title is correct here. And as you can see, we have a tagline as well. So it might not show every time on every pages, depending on the settings, how you're going to configure this later. But it's very important to have it there for one reason only, for SEO purposes, because when you search on Google, the search result will return this title and the tagline as well. So here I'm just going to put school project with Mr. Web Reviews, just like that. Make sure your email address is correct and select the date format as well that suit your requirement, depending on where you are, and just click Save Changes. And another feature we need to make sure we select properly and set up properly is the permalinks. So as you can see, by default, it could be any of those options, but just make sure you select post name. So basically it'll be your domain name.com / and then the page name, which is much easier for your visitors to understand where they are, and also from an SEO point of view. So there you go. So click Save Changes. And now let's go back to our website and let's have a quick look. So now I'm going to show you how you can configure the homepage, tweak it around and make it your own, how to change the logo as well, how to link those social media icons, and how to take care of our footer section as well. So let's go ahead with this now. So let's go back to our WordPress dashboard and let's take care of our logo first, because this is the first thing obviously related to our branding. So we go into Appearance, Customize, and from here simply hover on top of the logo, and as you can see, a little pencil appears. Click on the pencil and it will bring us where the logo is located. So as you can see, we have the Champion School at the moment, so we can remove this. And now we can select our own logo. So click on Select Logo. We're going to Upload File, Select File, and then point this to where your logo is located. So I found two logos online. We have the Dolphin School and Eden Park High School. So I don't know, I have no idea if these are real schools or not. So let's go ahead, let's say with this one here, Eden Park High School. And then just let me hide myself. So very good. So as you can see here, we have a select button. So click on this. And then we have the option between cropping or not cropping the image. So we don't have to crop it. We're just going to skip this for now. And as you can see now, our logo is displaying here on the left-hand side of our menu section. So if you look here, we have the logo width. So you can change the size as well of your logo, depending on the original file, you know. So you can reduce and make it bigger, whichever is best, you know. So I would say maybe around 150, 165 would be just about perfect. Now there are a few more options as well here. As you can see, a different logo for Retina devices. So for high resolution tablets and mobile phones, etc., etc. If you enable this, you can then select a high resolution file. So you can do that as well. And obviously just make sure that you select a high resolution file. So at least 1920 by 1080. This would be just about perfect then, you know. And then you can also display the site title and the tagline. So if I was to enable this, it would display, you see, Mr. Web Reviews. This was our title, and the tagline as well, just underneath. So maybe your logo is just a visual logo without text next to it, in which case you might want to display the tagline next to it. It's really up to you. Again, feel free to play around with all these different settings. I personally think it is fine the way it is. But again, based on your own requirement, feel free to enable any of those options. So now let's have a look at our social media icons here by the side. Again, as you can see, if we hover on top, we have a small pencil that appears. If you click on this, we'll be able to make some changes. So at the moment we have Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. So you could add some more social media icons if you wanted to. Click on this drop-down menu here and you can select any of them. So as you can see, large variety. So let's say if you wanted to add maybe a YouTube channel, you can add your icon right here. Now, as you can see, we have YouTube as well, added to our social media icons. So how do you link them to your actual Twitter account, YouTube account, Facebook account, and so on? Simply click on the icon itself here. And as you can see where we have the hashtag here, this is where you're going to copy and paste the actual URL. So very simple indeed, as you can see, you know, and you can easily delete or add. So to delete some, just click the X sign, and to add, just add one here using the drop down menu and click Add Social Icon. So again, as always, don't forget to click publish to save your changes. Okay, so that's basically it for the header section. You know, we'll change the menu section afterwards when we have created all our pages, and I'll show you that, including the footer section. So now we can exit out of this, click the X sign, and we're back to our WordPress dashboard. And now we're going to take care of customizing our home page. So for this, we need to edit the page itself. So we go into pages. There you go. And these are all our pages basically being set up on our website. And as you can see, this is the home page. So it says front page, and this is the one that we want to edit. So if you hover on top, you have edit, quick edit, trash, view, and edit with Elementor. And this is the option you want to select. You want to select edit with Elementor. So Elementor basically is a drag and drop page builder, which is going to make it very easy for us to customize things around. Okay, so let me show you very quickly how Elementor works. So basically on the left hand side, you have all the different elements. So as you can see, inner section, heading, image, text editor, video, button, and so on. And if you scroll on the page, you can see there's many of them available. On the right hand side, we have the preview of our page. As you can see, if I hover on top, it will show a blue border with those little icons here on top. So as you can see, this one here, if I hover on top, it says edit section. So if I click on this, you can see here, this is a section. And every section is made out of different columns. As you can see, if I hover here on top and click on this, this is a column, okay? And every column is made out of different elements. So as you can see, if I hover on top here, we have 3 different elements. So this one should be a heading, and this one is probably a button. There you go. Now, if you scroll down the page, as you can see, we have another section here. So I'll click on this. This is a section. And we have one column here again, just one. I think so, yeah, only one column. And then we have different elements. So if I click on this, this is a heading, and this is a text. And this one is a text as well. And this one is maybe a button. There you go. So this is how it works, okay? Now let me show you how you can tweak and customize each and every element. So let's say you wanted to change this title here, this heading, because it says the Champion School Texas. So as you can see, the title is right there. So you can replace this with whatever text you want. So let's say School for Web Development, okay? So this would be your title. Now you can tweak this as well. So from within the element itself, you can go and change the title. You can change as well the alignment. So it's aligned to the left, but it could be centered or aligned to the right or justified even. Okay, so let's keep it justified to the left. You can change the HTML tags. At the moment it's H1. Maybe you prefer it smaller, maybe H3 and so on. So let's keep it H1 at the moment. And you can even stylize this as well. So let's say if you don't like the font color or the font itself, you can change it as well. So we have the text color here. So if you wanted to change the color, simply select whichever color you want. So we're going to keep it white for now, which is absolutely fine. And then typography, basically, this is where you can change your font. So this is all font related. So if you click on the small pencil here, you can select your font family. So let's say if I was to select, for instance, Poppins, as you can see, we have a totally different font now, and we can change our font size as well. So let's say maybe about this size would be just about perfect. And maybe you'd like to have it a little bit thicker or maybe thinner, whichever way. So you have the weight. So let's select 900, extra bold, or maybe 600, just bold, regular bold, or maybe very thin, just like this. So you can choose whichever option you prefer based on your personal preferences and requirement and taste, obviously, you know. And then you can transform this all in uppercase, just like this, all in lower cases, or capitalize only. So whichever, again, option you prefer, feel free to play around. And you can have it in italic as well. And text decoration, so you can underline, overline, line through, etc., etc. And you can change the line height as well. So basically, by using this option here, you can increase the spacing in between the 2 different lines, as you can see. So maybe just about 70, just about right, let's say. And then you can increase or reduce the letter spacing as well. So let's just keep it neutral for now, would be just fine. Okay, and then you can add a text shadow as well. So let's say if the image and your font don't stand out enough, you might want to add a little bit of shadow in the background, just so that the text will stand out a bit more and there'll be a bit more contrast in between the two. And then there are a few advanced settings as well. If you click on this, as you can see, you can add some margin, some padding, so basically spacing all around your text. You can add a background color as well. So let's do that. For instance, if you wanted to add, let's say, a dark color like this, you could do that. And let me show you the spacing now. So if I was to add a bit of padding all around, maybe let's say 40. So it's a lot better indeed with some spacing, breathing space all around the edges. Now let's go back to our background. So let's say we wanted to make it see-through. So we'll see, to reveal the background a little bit, you can use this slider here. As you can see, we'll reveal the background slowly. So it will go from fully clear to fully opaque. So maybe if you go just bang on in the middle here, that would be absolutely fine, you know. We still have plenty of contrast, and yet the font is much easier to read. And then we can do the same with all the elements on this page. So if I was to click on the subheading here, just click on this. And now on the left hand side, we can replace this content with our own content. So for instance, learn how to build websites with Mr. Web Reviews. And all you have to do is subscribe to his channel for weekly tips. Don't forget to subscribe. Very good, very good. So as you can see, it's reflecting here on our section as well. Now let me show you how to replace the background image here. So as you can see, this is a nice picture, of course, but you might want to replace that with an actual picture from your school and your students. So for this is a background picture that's attached to the section itself. So click on those 6 dots here, right there, to edit the section. And then we go into style. And as you can see, this is where our picture is located. So we're going to delete this one and then click choose an image. And now we're going to upload a new picture and then select your file. So I found one online here with the School of Computer Science. So this could be web design as well. As you can see, fits in very perfectly right here. So this is great now, isn't it? Very good, very good. And then we have our call to action button here. So we can change this around. As you can see, we have different features. So it says our academic. So maybe you want to link this to the About Us section. So About Us. And then you have to put the link to that page. So if you go on the website here and click on About, and then you select your URL, Control C, and then paste it here, Control V, and click Update. Now if I go back to the home page, let's put this to the test. So as you can see, we have a new hero section, School for Web Development, subheading, and then About Us. So if I click on this, normally it should bring us to the About Us page. Very good, okay? So this is how you can change the header section and all that's in it. Now let's scroll down the page. And again, it's the same principle for all the elements on this page. So this would be a short About Us section, like a presentation of your school. So again, if you wanted to change the title, click on this and change the text right there, and do the same with all these different sections here. So this one here is a button. So the same principle as we just did for the About Us button here. You just put your link right there. If we copy this here again and click Update, let's go back to our home page and refresh. And now if we scroll down and click on this, it should bring us to the About Us page as well. So very simple, isn't it? Okay, so let's keep discovering our page. So if you scroll down, you have all these different numbers here. So Champion School at a glance. Again, you can change this title here. This is just a text section. So just type in anything you want there. And then those ones here are just, if I click on it, just let me show you. So these are counters basically, you know, so they will go from 0 right up to a certain number, and you can put a prefix and a suffix as well. So here, for instance, 2000, so 2K, so it goes from 0 to 2, and then K plus, this is the suffix that's added to it. So let's say if I wanted to add maybe 10, as you can see, we'll gradually go from 0 to 10. Now you can start at 5 if you want to, start at 5 and then goes up to 10. So really, this is up to you. Feel free to put any numbers you want there to represent what your school is like, and obviously display the important numbers and figures related to your school. So then underneath this, we have another section here. And this is where you're going to display a lovely picture of your school. So this is your home page, your first landing page, first impression. So find a lovely picture, obviously, you know, that's going to make a very strong first impression. So to change this picture, basically hover on top and click on the gray icon here to edit the column and go into style. So this is where our picture is located. So we can delete this now and then select our new picture. So we go and upload our own file, select file, and I found one online here that looked very lovely. So select and then insert. And as you can see, we have a new picture here. So that looks very, very professional, doesn't it? So try to find a picture that's high resolution, you know, because this is a blown up picture. It's going to take the whole width. So try to find at least a 1080p picture. Very good. So we have our button here in the middle. If you click on this, now this is really up to you. If you have a video presentation of your school, you might want to put the link here. So let's say I'm going to put here a link to one of my YouTube videos, for instance. So you can see YouTube and then the link. And if you click on that small gear here, you can select how you want to open this video. Do you want to open in the same window, so the same tab, or a new window? So if it's an external link, I would highly suggest that you tick this box. So click update. So let's go back to our home page and let's have a quick refresh and let's have a quick look now. So if you scroll down the page, as you can see, we have our lovely picture here. And if I was to click on this, it should normally open a new tab and open the video itself. And there you go. So this is, sorry about that. So this is basically it. Okay. And it will work this way for any type of video you have. It could be Vimeo as well, or any other platform. Very good. So let's carry on with our page. So if you scroll down again, as you can see, we have a heading here. So click on this, and again, feel free to change this around and to put your own content. Obviously, it's just a text editing here. Okay. And the same way with all these different features right there. So as you can see here, we have different sections. So this is a picture with an image box. It's called basically, you know, so we have the title. So you can select your image. We have the title and then the description. And we have 6 of those items, as you can see, all along here. So 3 across and 2 rows all together. So if you wanted to edit this, again, very simply, you can change your picture, you can change your title, and you can change the content of your description here. So basically the whole principle here is very simple and straightforward. You can edit the text just by clicking on it and change the pictures as well. Now, what if you wanted to change things around, change the order of the sections? So let's say this one here, you want it to be below this one. Okay. So what you can do, you're going to grab those 6 dots and then drag and drop it. So as you can see now, where the blue section is, this is where it was. And now if you scroll down your page, just like this, I can drop it underneath it, just like this. So once you see a new blue line like this, it means that you can drop it. So if I drop it there now, as you can see, we now have our 6 sections followed by our main heading. So this is how easy it is as well to move things around. And then again here, as you can see, we have 2 different columns. If you wanted this image to be on the right hand side and then the text on the left hand side, you can do the same as well. So just grab this column and just move it around. As you can see, you can swap them basically, yeah, or the other way around, obviously, yeah. So this is how it works. And then let's say you wanted to delete a section. You don't need this section here altogether, for instance. So instead of using the 6 dots, you can click on the X sign to delete it. So I'm going to delete this. There you go. That one is gone. And now if you say to yourself, oh my goodness, I made a mistake, I need it back. What do? Very simply, as you can see here by the side, we have the history tab. If you click on this, you can go back a few steps always. So click on column. And as you can see, now our section is back. So there you go, guys. These are the basic principles on how you can change your pages and their inner content. So you can do the same, obviously, for the About Us section as well. It's the same principle as we just gone through. Now I'm just going to show you the contact page, because the contact page has its own contact form. So we're going to take care of this now. So let's go back here and let's go back to our dashboard. And from here, we're going to select the contact page. So it is right here. And again, edit with Elementor. So let's do that. Very good. So these are our contact details. So again, these are text fields. So if you click on this, obviously you can go and change your address here by just typing it in the section here. And you can do the same with your phone number. So instead of 01, it could be, for instance, 02 and then 456 789. Okay, so this is how easy it is. And you can do the same with your email address. So for instance, hello@mrwebreviews.com. Right. So these are fairly simple and straight to the point. Now we have our contact message here, the contact form. So for this, hover on top of the contact form itself, click on it. And as you can see here, it says simple contact form. So we have different forms here. Where can you find that form? So let me show you now. So basically here, just underneath, we have this link here, edit the selected form. So if you wanted to customize and change the form, simply click on this. And as you can see, it will open a modal window for us. And this is basically using the WP Form plugins. And this is this plugin that allows us to insert a form onto our page. So from here, basically, it's a simple drag and drop feature as well, where you can change all the settings from your form. So as you can see, we have full name, email address, subject, and your message. So let's say if you wanted to add an additional field, for instance, if you wanted to ask for their phone number. So all you can do, very easy, click single line text and then drag and drop it. So maybe underneath the email address. And if you click on the field itself, you have all the settings. So we can delete this now and you can add a label, a description, and we're going to go into advanced and change the placeholder. So here you're going to put phone number. Okay. So as you can see, now we have full name, email address, phone number, subject, and your message. So click save. And now make sure that this email will reach you. This is what you want. You want when people click submit and fill in their details, you want that email to go to your email address. So you go into settings now, and you can see we have general, notifications, and confirmations. So click on notifications. And right here, when it says admin email, type in your email address. So hello@mrwebreviews.com. Very good. And now click save. So now we can close this. And now we have to save our page. Don't forget to save your page. So click update. And now if we go back to our contact page and refresh, now we're going to fill in our details. So as you can see, we have our additional field here with the phone number. So I'm just going to put John Doe. And it's going to be john.doe@gmail.com. The phone number 123456789. So this is a test. And then hello, please reply. Okay. And now we're going to click submit. Sending. There you go. So we have a confirmation message here. It says, thanks for contacting us. We will be in touch with you shortly. Now let me go to my mailbox and show you the email I received. So there you go. This is the email I received. So very nicely laid out as well. And as you can see, we have the name, John Doe. That's his email address, his phone number. We have the subject here. This is a test. And then please reply to this email. So very, very efficient, as you can see. So very good. So that's basically it for our contact page. As you can see, now we can send and receive messages. So let's take care of our footer section now. So let me show you how to do this. So we go back to our WordPress dashboard. And from here, we're going to go into appearance and widgets. Very good. So we can close this now. Very good. And from here, scroll down the page and it will show you all the different widgets. So we have the header and then we have footer widget, number 1, number 2, 3, and 4. So we have 4 widgets all together. So this 1, 2, 3, and 4, it's our logo here. So we can change this now. So if you click on this one here to open it, you can see this is the Champion School, Texas, and the address, which is our very first one here. Now, if you click on the section itself, it will open up this section and you can now edit the content. So let's call this Web Development with Mr. Web Reviews. And then you can change the address here the same way just by typing your own address. So if we click on update, and now we go back to our footer section and refresh, now you can see that our changes have taken place, and we can do the same with those two other sections. So let's go back here. Now you can close this one here, widget 1, and you can edit widget 2 the exact same way. So let's click on this. So you have main office, maybe you want to put contact details, and then you can put your phone number here. Obviously, you know, so +1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. And then the opening hours, maybe you start at 9 in the morning, right up to 5, let's say, okay? And again, click update. And then you can do the same with block number 3, widget number 3 right here. So attendance, and then you can edit this and this one as well. So let's go and change the email address. So hello@mrwebreviews.com, and then update. So let's have a quick refresh. And as you can see, now we have our new phone number, new opening hours, office hours, and our email address as well. Now let's go and change our logo here in the bottom left-hand corner. So we go back to our sections here, and this is footer widget number 4. So this is our logo. So click on this. And as you can see, this is the picture. Now we can edit and replace. So what we want to do basically is replace that image. So let's click on this. And we're going to select from our files here, so the one we uploaded early on for our header section. So add to widget. Very good. And now update. And if we go back to our page here and refresh. Very good. As you can see, we have our logo as well in the footer section. Okay, now we have a few more different items. Let me hide myself. We have this menu section here in the footer, and as well we have our social media icons and then the copyright statement right there. So let me show you how we can change these now. So we go back to our WordPress dashboard. So this is not part of the widgets. This time we have going to appearance, customize. And from here, you're going to click on footer builder. So this is basically our footer section, and as you can see, we have our 4 widgets here, widget 1, 2, 3, and 4. So these are the ones that we just changed here. And now we have the 3 different other sections here. So we have the footer menu, social icons, and copyright. So let's take care of our social icon. If you click on it, it will reveal all that section here. And it's the exact same principle as the one we did in the header. So basically, if you wanted to add an additional social icon, just click add, and if you wanted to delete it, simply click the X sign, and then click on the item itself and insert the URL here where you have the hashtag. Put the actual link to your social media page. Once you're happy enough, click publish, and that's it basically. Now we have the copyright section as well. So as you can see here, it says copyright and then the year 2021 and then the name of your website and then powered by and again the site title. So you can tweak this around. So as you can see, this is using short codes. So we have the site title, the current year and the copyright sign. So you might want to keep this fine, and then maybe you want to change the end here. Instead of powered by, you could put something more like designed by Mr. Web Reviews himself. Okay, and then click publish. Now if you go and refresh, there you go. Now we have a new statement here for our copyright line and in the footer. So then we have this menu section here. So how can we change this? Let me show you very quickly. If you hover on top again, you have a small pencil, click on it. And then from here, you can click on this section that says configure menu from here. So click on this, and this will allow us to select which type of menu we want to display. So the primary menu basically is our one here in the header section. And then if you scroll down, we have the footer menu again, which is the exact same here at the bottom. So you might want to display the same menu, which is absolutely fine, or 2 different menus all together. So let me show you how you can change those menus and add different items to your menu section. And for this, we go back to our WordPress dashboard, and from here we're going to appearance and then menus. So we're using the same menu here for the header and footer, which makes our life easier. So as you can see, this is our menu. So we have home, about, academics, activities, and contacts. So if we go back here, you can see home, about, academics, activities, and contacts. And it's the exact same here in the footer section. Now, if you wanted to remove or add an item, very easy. Let me show you. So let's say if you wanted to remove this one here, academics, just click on this small arrow, edit, remove. There you go, it's gone. And now if you wanted to add one, very simply, as you can see, we have our different pages here. So you can scroll up and down. So if you wanted to add academics, now that we just removed it, add to menu. So you will add it here immediately at the bottom. And then you can drag and drop it and reorganize your menu section. Now I can also indent it a little bit, which means that now this is our main menu and this is sub menu. So let's click save. Let me show you from the top header here. So as you can see, if you have home, if I hover on top of about, now we have a sub menu section. And you can do that as many times as you want. So you could have submenu and then sub-menu and so on. So basically, if they are next to the edge, this is a main item. And then if it's indented, it's a sub item. Okay, very simple. Very good. So let's save this. And as you can see, we have, if I refresh now, sorry, we have our 5 different tabs, 5 different items. Very good. So that's as simple as that. Very easy. Again, just like I said. Okay, now it's time to get down to the nitty-gritty. So we're going to install our school management plugin. So for this, we're going to go to Envato Market, and I found this one here, the school management system for WordPress. So this one is only $54 US, and you will see it's absolutely amazing. It's absolutely great and fully comprehensive. It has all the options you can ever think of. So like I said, this is a very comprehensive solution. And as you can see, if I scroll down the page here, you can even run your school virtually via Zoom, which is absolutely great at the moment. And you can have different sections as well for admin, for teachers, students, parents and staff. And obviously you have the full onboarding system and admission form, etc, etc. So everything is well thought out and absolutely outstanding. So basically all you have to do is to purchase this plugin. So add to cart here. So this is our school management system, which is basically the main structure of the school management system. So this is the essential, what we need to run our school. Now, if you want to connect this up immediately to an app, so either for Android or maybe iPhones, you need to buy those 2 extra plugins. So we have one here, as you can see, this one is for Android, and then we have the exact same for iPhone. So they are $59 US. So normally you'd have to buy both of them, I suppose, you know, because some of your students will be using an Android phone and some other students might be using an iPhone. So just to have all angles covered, just purchase both of these plugins. And then once you have everything purchased, I'll show you now how to configure all this in your WordPress dashboard in the backend. Okay, so let's do this now. Okay, now back to our WordPress dashboard. Now we're going to install our school management system. So we're going to plugins, add new, and we're going to upload the plugin that we just purchased, the one we just downloaded. So upload plugin, choose file, and you will receive an archive file, and you might have to extract its content first. And then you will be presented with a few different files like these ones. And the one you need to select is the one called, let's call schoolmanagement.zip. So it's another archive file. And this is the one that we are going to upload. So select that file, click open, and then click install. Very good. So as you can see now, the plugin has been installed successfully. And all we have to do now is just to activate it. Now, as you can see, now that our plugin is installed and activated, we have an extra tab now in our left-hand side menu. As you can see, that's called School Management. And we have all these different options here. So let me refresh the page first, just to make sure that everything is fine and in order. So very good. So let's click on School Management. And as you can see, this is our school management dashboard. So from here, we have a quick overview of the whole situation of the whole school. Yeah. So we know exactly how many students have enrolled, how many teachers we have, how many parents, support staffs. We have the notices, attendance of the day, messages, and all the different settings. So all of this is right there in front of us as a quick preview of our school. Now, in order to be able to use this plugin and use all the different features, you will have to activate it. So you're going to license settings. And right here, after you've purchased this plugin from the Envato marketplace, you would have normally have received 1 or 2 emails, maybe a couple of emails, and one of them should have your license key. Or you can access your admin panel, your account on the Envato Marketplace, and from there as well you can normally download a file, a TXT file with the license key as well. So what you do basically is paste it here and use the email address that you used as well to create the order, and then click submit. And once you've clicked submit, it will enable this plugin. Okay, so this is step number 1 in order for you to use all the different features. So let's go back to our dashboard very quickly. And now clearly if we scroll down the page, we have even more information. Obviously we have the exam list, notice board, holiday list, the different classes, fees that's been paid as well. And you have your own calendar here. So clearly because we started up only fresh, we don't have any data yet, but it will look something similar to this basically. Once you have your students enrolled and your school year has started, you will fill out all the information. It will fill out automatically basically, you know, so we have all the exam lists that will display, notice board as well, as you can see the attendance report. So this is present, absent, and you can see the ratio in between the two. And you can see the results of the exams, different classes as well. You have the list of holidays, and you have your calendar here. As you can see, you have annual functions, you have a meeting with parents, etc., and Memorial Day and holiday periods. So that's basically what it would look like. So it's very, very convenient for you to have a quick overview of the whole school and how it's going so far. So clearly the very first step at the start of the year is the admission. So this would be step number 1. So let's click on this. And for this, you have the admission form. So you would have the whole list here. Every time you use the admission form and it's filled out and activated, you'll have a new name, a new admission here. And then from here, you can add a new one. So basically the admission form is very simple. You select the date. So the number here will be incremental. It will go up automatically. And select the date. So basically, let's say it is today. So I'm going to select the 12th, and then you enter the student info. So you have the name, middle name, last name, date of birth, etc., the address, phone number, email address, and even the previous school. And then you have the siblings information. So if the student doesn't have any siblings, you tick this box here. You will disable all these fields. And if they do have, is it brother, sister, and the relationship basically, you know. And then you can add them. So you're going to add a sister, and then if it's just one sister, just add the name, the age, etc., and fill out those details. Maybe they have a brother and maybe 2 sisters, let's say, and then you can add more. Obviously, if you click on add more, it will add a new row, and then you can select the relationship and add the details as well. Now here we have the family information. So is it what is the parental status here? Is it a single father? In which case you don't need to fill out the mother's details. Is it a single mother? In which case you don't need to fill out the father's details. Or is it both? And obviously, as you can see, maybe the parents are divorced, maybe they're not living at the same location, so you might have to fill out the address twice here, even if they live together. So basically fill out all those details here again, and then click new admission. After you've done that, you'll have a new admission. So I'm going to fill it out very quickly and show you the results. So that's basically what you will get once you have submitted your form, and your student will display here. So now we have John Doe here, and you can see all his details. And now we have to approve the student. So basically, if someone wants to tamper with your system, you need to make sure that this is done properly, and it's you, and you're the admin and the secretary of the school, obviously, you know. So we click on approve here. And now from here, you have to type in your password, you see. So let me put the password here. And now you need to select a class. So which class is he on? So I've put 3 classes here. So let's say web development. No, maybe programming and coding, and then PHP. And then here you need to give your student an ID. So I'm just going to put just a few numbers here. And then you can activate the student, just like that. Very good. So as you can see now, our admission form has been turned into a student. So as you can see now, we have John Doe right here. He's in the programming coding school, PHP section, and he's been approved. So that's it basically, you know. It's very easy. From admission, turn into student, and this is our student section. Now it's really up to you. There are different ways of doing things, obviously, but you can add a student immediately from here. If you click on add a new student, as you can see, we select the class. So let's go programming and coding. PHP. You can put his number, okay, and then first name, last name, etc., etc. And that's really up to you. You can fill it out this way as well, and then you don't have to enter all the other details. That's really up to you. But if you use the admission form, obviously you will have all the details like siblings, parents, address, phone number. So it's a lot more detailed, obviously, you know. So this is usually the way it works and the way you should follow the steps, obviously, you know. And then from here, clearly you can have direct information about your student as well. So you can view the attendance, you can view the results, you can edit the whole student page and view the content as well if you need to access some information like what's their phone number, etc., etc. So everything is available right here from this page. So if you have loads of students, let's say maybe a few hundreds or something, you even have a search box here and you can search by surname or something like that. Very good. So our next step now is the teacher section. So let's click on this. So again, it's roughly the same layout as our students. So from here, you have a quick overview of all the teachers working in that school. So you can view, edit, delete, and view attendance as well. And then you can easily add a new teacher by clicking on this button here. So add new teacher. And as you can see here, again, your first name, last name, etc., etc. Just fill out all these details basically, you know. And once you're finished, click add teacher and you will end up again on the same page as this, and you will see your new teacher added to the list. Now let me just edit one of those teachers here. So let's go with James, for instance. If I click view, as you can see, we have a timetable as well. So there's nothing at the moment, obviously, because we haven't assigned any classes, any courses to that teacher. So what we need to do, basically, what it will look like, let me show you very quickly. What it look like is something like this. So basically you'll have, for instance, on Monday, you'll have computer classes from 2 till 3, class B, and so on and so on. As you can see, the schedule will be displayed there automatically based on what you're going to enter in the system. So very easy to follow again. Okay, next we have our support staff. So basically here is the exact same principle again, except this is a section for your support staff. So if you wanted to add a support staff, just click on add new, and then you can enter a new support staff right here. Very good. And then we have the parent section. So you remember we created an admission here for John Doe, and John Doe's father is Patrick Doe. And as you can see, it's been added here automatically. So if you go through the admission process here, if you have a father and a mother, both of them will be added automatically. If it's single father, single mother, they will be added here on their own, obviously, you know. So this is done automatically. If you follow the process here one by one, it will basically fill up the database automatically for you without any issues whatsoever. So this is very simple to follow along, isn't it? Okay, then next we have the subject. So this is what the student will be studying. So let's click on this. As you can see, we have nothing there at the moment. So let's add one together. So from here, you're going to enter a code. So let's say maybe 001. Let's call this one web dev PHP maybe. So we're going to select a class. So this would be coding programming. And we're going to select PHP. We need to select a teacher. So this would be maybe, let's say James Carlin. And that's it basically, okay? So you can add edition, author name. You can link a PDF file as well to it and then click add subject. Very good. So now we have our subject added to our list, and repeat this as many times as required, of course, you know. So now let me show you very quickly as an image what it would look like if you were to fill everything out. So as you can see, you have the subject name, teacher's name, the class, the section, and so on. And you even have available syllabus here that you can download immediately. So this is how it works. Again, very, very simple to follow along. Now we have our classes here. So let's click on class. Very good. So we've added already a few. Obviously, you know, we have front-end development, programming, coding, web development. So this is pretty self-explanatory. You know, you can just add as many classes as you have. And as you can see, all you have to do is enter the basic details. So you have the class name, and then you have the class numeric name. So this is usually the classroom number, and then the capacity as well in seats, I suppose, you know. So it could be a biology lab, maybe class 37, maybe it's room 37 in your building, and maybe the capacity is 22 students. I don't know. So feel free to fill out as many classroom as you have, obviously, you know. Okay, so next we need to assign the class routine. So basically click on this. And from here we have our different classes. So as you can see, we just created three of them. So let's say we have programming and coding, this one here. And if you click on this, there is nothing there at the moment. So Monday, Tuesday, everything is empty. So what we need to do is add some routines, basically, yeah. So we click on this, and now we can select. So this is the class programming and coding. This is going to be PHP. Remember, we added subject, so now we can select our subject as well. So our subject for this class clearly is Web Dev PHP. And when is this class taking place? So it could be, let's say, on the Monday, and then you need to set a start and end time. So basically, let's say if you was to start at 9, let's say 9:30. Okay, you select 30 here. There you go. Right up to, let's say, maybe 12 o'clock until lunchtime. Now you add. Very good. Now if we go and have a quick look at our teacher's timetable, we know that this teacher here, James Carlin, was assigned to this class. So normally it should display here as well. As you can see now on the Monday from 9:30 a.m. right until lunchtime, James has to go and teach programming and coding and web development in that room. Okay, so now if you go back to our root here, we can check our class here and see what's in it. And as you can see, we have this here set to from 9:30 to 12 a.m. as well. Okay, very good. So these are our class routine. Now we have the attendance. So next, attendance. Okay, so we start obviously from the date. So let's say the 12th of the 10th, and then we select the class. So we were in programming and coding. We're going to select PHP, then you can take or view the attendance. So obviously first we have to take the attendance, and after that you can amend it or change it if required. So take view attendance. You can see we have 4 students that attended this class, and now you can define if they were present, absent or late, and leave a comment as well. So this is just how easy it is again. And you can do this with teachers, subject-wise, and you can export and import as well all this information. Next, we have our exam. And for this, I'm just going to show you a quick preview, an image here. So basically, this is what it would look like. So we would have the exam title. So for instance, the biology or computer science and so on, the class name, the section, and then the term name as well. And then you have the start and end date. And you have a few comments as well. So they'll all be listed here. And this is basically where you can put all the different exams that are to take place. Okay. Very good. And then we have the exam hall. So this is tied in obviously with the same subject with the exams. So basically this is where the exam will take place. So this is your exam hall. So all you have to do basically is add an exam hall, and then you put the name, the hall numeric value, and the capacity, and then click add. Very simple, isn't it? Okay, now we have the grades. Very good. So from here, basically, depending on where you are located in the world, you might use different type of grading systems. So maybe it could be A, B, C, D, and maybe you're using letters. Maybe it's numeral values, whichever it is. You can create this from here, obviously, you know. So let's add one type of grade together. So let's say grade A. So grade A would be a maximum point, maybe 100. And you would mark it up from and up to. So maybe from, let's say, 85 up to 100. You get grade A, and then you can add this grade, obviously, you know, and so on and so on. So repeat this process, obviously, with as many grades as you have, obviously, in your school system where you're located in the world, obviously, you know, depending of your country. So let me show you an example here with an image. So basically, it could look something like this. You know, grade A would be 10 points, marked from 100 up to 90. And so on and so on. As you can see, 90 to 70, 70 to 50, 50 to 40, and 40 to 0. Obviously, that's a fail, you know. And then you have A, B, C, D. So now again, depending on where you live in the world, you might have a different system. So feel free to play around and put that in place based on your own personal requirements. So once you have the grade in place, now we can manage the marks. So basically, once they have passed the exam, you can enter and input those information. So we need to select a class, obviously. So we have programming and coding. It was PHP class. We have the exam. Which exam was it? It was PHP Essentials. And the subject was the Web Dev PHP. Remember, we created all this already. So now we can manage the marks now. So if you click on this, you can see now we have our 4 students that were there, and you can put the marks here. So basically, this student might have had maybe 85, this one maybe a 90, this one, let's say 65, and maybe John here would have had maybe, let's say 80, okay? And then you can add comments and so on. So basically, you can update all marks or add them one by one. So let's update all. And there you go. Now this is done already. Okay, so these are the essential steps that you need to put in place and set up in order to be able to manage your school. Once you have all of these in place, you'll be fine, you'll be up and running. Now there are more options, obviously, and more features available, which we're not going to cover here. You can refer back to the documentation. Again, I'll leave a link in the description below. So you can set up everything as well, from homework, hostel, transport, notice, messages, notification, even fee payment. So if your students have to pay, let's say, a monthly fee, you can set this up from here immediately as well. And then you can check all your payments, your holiday, the library, and you can even create custom fields. So let's say if this solution is not exactly what you need, you can create custom fields and then tweak this around and customize this to fit your own personal requirements. And then we also have SMS settings, so you can send a text message to your students as well. You have the email templates and everything. So you have access rights as well, so you can set privileges as well, depending on who's going to access the backend here. You might give them access to some part of the system, and maybe you want to restrict some sections as well. And then finally we have our general settings here. So let's have a quick look at this. So most of the information here is pretty straightforward. So it's the school name, the starting year, the school address, phone number, and so on and so on. You can upload your own logo, obviously, and the profile cover image. So you could put a nice picture of your school here. But underneath, we have 2 options that are crucially important. So the first one here is your PayPal email ID. So if you need to get paid and receive payments from your students, you're going to put your email, your PayPal ID here. So info@yourschoolname.com, for instance. You select your currency. You could be US dollars, it could be euros, it could be pounds, and so on and so on. And you can enable the sandbox mode as well. So when this is ticked, that means that you can run tests using your PayPal account and you won't be charged actual money. You will just process the transaction as if it was a real transaction. Now, when you go live and launch the website, you untick this box and then you will actually charge money, real money, you know. And then this section here is the virtual classroom settings. So this is from your Zoom account. So if you have virtual classrooms taking place, this is where you need to enter your details. So you enable this if you want to use Zoom. So if your teachers are working from home and teaching virtually via Zoom, this is where you're going to enter your details. And all you have to do basically is to enter your client ID and secret ID from Zoom themselves. Okay, now let me show you very quickly how you can create those credentials here from Zoom. So you go on the Zoom website and then you sign in into your account. Okay. And from here, you're going to go on to Solutions and then Developers Platform. So this is what we need. And as you can see, we need to build an app. So this is what we're going to do. We need to create an app in order to create credentials. And we're going to select this section here, OAuth. So this is the one we need. So click Create. And we need to give it a name. So I'm just going to put School Project. So now select the account level app, then Create. Very good. So as you can see here, we already have our credentials. So this is our client ID. So if we copy this now and go and paste it right there, and you do the same with the secret. So copy and then paste. There you go. It's just that simple. Now scroll down the page, click Save, and that's it. Now you'll be able to have virtual classes through Zoom, via Zoom. Now let's go back to our app marketplace. As you can see, those details that we just copied are for development purposes. So it's just for testing your platform. But once you go live, you need to use the production credentials. So those ones here, basically, okay? And then you continue on and fill out all the details required. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different steps, and then you can submit. They will be saved. Okay, so just click continue and carry on and fill out all the required information. And now last but not least, the best part of all is the app. So basically from your backend here, you have the full school management system, but you can have all these linked directly to a mobile phone app for your students ready to access it immediately. And that includes everything from their information, exams, classrooms, and schedules, and payments even. So everything will be there. So again, we have those two types of apps. We have the one for Android and the one for iPhone. Again, feel free to purchase any of these, based on your own personal requirements. So let me show you what this looks like. So basically, once you purchase the app and link it to your actual website, this is what you will have. So this is what the app looks like. Basically, if you were on your phone, it will look exactly like this. So you can open this. So we have the dashboard, teacher, students, parents, subject, and so on and so on. As you can see, even fee payment. So let's go back to our dashboard. So from here, you can click on any of those icons and have access to the information. So let's say this is our profile. Let's click on this. And as you can see, this is our name. This is the student name. We're in class 1. You can change and reset your password, your phone number and all that. And then you can submit. And again, all of this, whether you do it from the app or from the computer from the admin panel in the backend, it will all be changed and updated in the database in live. Okay, so we have the class routines here. So which class is your student supposed to attend? So as you can see, next class is English. And then if you go back here, we have the exams as well. Very good. So as you can see, you have the midterm exam and so on and so on and so on. And then you have all the different messages. So you can communicate with your students immediately and send them messages if you wanted to talk to them, and they can check them here, and they can even download files. And then with the results, which is important for them, obviously, you need to know if they've passed or if they failed and so on. So you can see here we have the two different marks. So again, once you enter that yourself as the secretary of the school in the backend of the website, it will display here automatically, and everything will be in full harmony, working 100% in full conjunction together. And then we have the attendance as well, as you can see. So that's the screen for the attendance, and you can also have the attendance subject-wise, and you can select a subject, for instance, mathematics here, and you'll have different results, obviously, So back to our dashboard here, we have the notice board. So if you click on this, you can check the notices as well. So as you can see, we only have one here on the 6th. So if I click on this, you can see this is a test, obviously, quickly done. The same with the holiday. So there are none at the moment, but if there's some holiday, they'll be marked up here as well. And then we have the homework. Basically, when you go back home, you have to do a bit of homework and all of that. These are all the homework and how they were submitted. You can see all of this is taken care of right there. And now we have the fee payment. So if you require your students to pay a little fee every month, for instance, they can check this out from here. So as you can see, this one is fully paid, this one is not paid, and then they can take care of everything from here immediately. And then finally, we have the library. So you can borrow books and see which books are in or out of the library, those that you have in your possession. And again, all of this is linked together from the student app. You can enter and edit details as well, whether on Android or iPhone, and as well immediately from the backend here as the secretary or the admin, you can change all these settings and everything will reflect and display exactly as it is live.